Hi, I'm Cara Fraser. Welcome to my arm balance series. Today we'll be working on side crow. So I actually think this is easier than regular crow, although I don't think a lot of people would agree with me on that one. But for me, the mental fear is less in this position for some reason. However, it is harder for a lot of people because there's a twisting component, and sometimes that's what hinders people in this pose more than anything else. So we'll do some twisting and things to warm up the body, and then we'll go into a breakdown of side crow. So we'll start today in Shavasana. So flat on the back, legs hips distance apart, feet splay out comfortably, arms by the sides, palms facing up, and eyes closed. Take these first moments to just draw your attention inward and focus on your breath. And let everything that happened earlier in the day or yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow just melt away and be here present in this moment. On the next inhale, hug the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Just noticing how that feels on the back. It's like a little massage. And then bring the legs back to stillness in the center. Take the arms out to a T. Take an inhale here. And exhale, bring the legs over to the right, all the way down to the floor. For a reclined twist, if it feels okay on your neck, you could look towards that left hand. If it doesn't, you could stay with the gaze up to the ceiling. And you could keep the eyes closed here if you're comfortable. Notice in the twist what feels like it's being stretched. Maybe the torso, the side, the back. It's different for everybody. Inhale, bring the legs back up to center. And exhale, take them over to the left, gaze either to the right hand or the ceiling. And in this twist, notice how your breath feels, where the breath moves in the body. On the inhale, where do you feel the expansion? And on the exhale, what's contracting? Maybe where do you feel areas that are compressed? Inhale, come up to center, hug the knees into the chest. And then roll along the length of the spine a couple times till you have enough momentum to cross over the shins and come into tabletop. Starting with the shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, and then taking some hip circles here. So take the hips over to the right, draw them back towards the heels, and then take them to the left and back through table. So these circles can be big or small. They can be fast or slow, whatever feels good for your body. But I found this actually feels good on my hips and my back and my wrists. Gives me a little gentle stretch as I'm moving up and over Kind of a nice way to warm up the wrists, and then take those circles to the other side. And then come back up to table neutral spine. Inhale, pull the chest forward, look forward, keep lifting the belly up. Exhale, push the floor away, round the upper back, drop the head. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back to table, and then take the shoulders forward towards the front of the mat. So they'll come past the wrists, any amount, for a gentle little stretch here. You decide what intensity feels good for you, and always be gentle as you do it. And then shift those shoulders back over the wrists. Flip the right palm up, fingers towards the leg. And again, if you want to sit the hips back a little, you may get more of a stretch. You can kind of play with the body positioning and see where it feels good for you. And then flip that palm back. Flip the other palm up. Again, adjusting those hips as you see fit. And then take that palm back to the mat. Come back to sitting on the heels just for a moment, and let's take some circles with the wrist one direction. And then take those circles the other direction. And then close the hand and fists and then open them up. I can never figure out what to call this. I was a cheerleader in Texas. I want to say spirit sprinkles, but I don't think you can say that in yoga. So you decide what you want to call that. And then come back to tabletop. Inhale, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw it under the body, under the right arm, so the left shoulder comes to the mat. And then extend the right arm straight out. So this is a twist here. You can press into that right palm and get a little more of a twist in the torso. It's another place where you can play with the adjustments, see how it feels. And then bring that right hand under the right shoulder. Press back to tabletop and inhale the right arm up. Exhale, draw it under the left arm, right shoulder to the mat. Left arm extends. Another good place to just notice where you're feeling the stretch and the length. And bring that left hand under the shoulder. Press back up to tabletop and bring the big toes together. Sit the hips back, child's pose. This is always a place you can come if you need a break. Inhale, come up to table. Tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. And walk the feet up to the hands, just little gentle steps, forward fold. Uttanasana, drop the head. Inhale, lift up halfway, pull the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Remember those chaturanga arms, upper arms parallel to torso. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Keep lifting the belly up. Exhale, fold over the thighs, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Bring the right foot up between the hands, spin the back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands, vinyasa. Bring the left foot up between the hands, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, vinyasa. Meet and down dog, 5 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart center. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step straight to down dog or take a vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Stand the ball of the back foot. Inhale, come up crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, come forward halfway, long torso. Exhale, twist to the right. Upper left arm on outer right thigh. Maybe you look up. Inhale, come back to center, lift the arms. Exhale, bring the hands down, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Inhale up crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, come forward halfway. Exhale, twist to the left. Press into the left heel and press the right heel towards the back wall. Inhale, come up, bring the arms by the ears. Exhale, frame the foot. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Slow, steady breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sit the hips back, chair pose, weight in the heels, lift the hip bones by the low ribs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, pull the chest forward, get nice and long. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep those hips sitting down. So see what happens when my hips are up. Press them down. Keep twisting the torso. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs, hold here, Uttanasana. Couple breaths. Inhale, sit back, chair pose again. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist to the left, sit the hips back. Inhale, come back up, lift the arms, chair. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold, hold here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then bring the feet out wide. Hands to hips. Inhale, pull the chest up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, come forward, bring the right hand to the mat. Left arm comes up for a twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Walk the hands back. Let the head hang. Again, practicing the chaturanga arms like we did in the crow series. So heels of hands line up to heels of feet. Elbows are at a right angle. Instead of elbows splaying out, hug them in. Keep that right angle. Forearms parallel. And upper arms parallel. Inhale, lift the torso up halfway. Exhale, draw the belly in, hands to hips. Inhale, long spine, come all the way up. And then walk the feet together, come back to the top of the mat. Tadasana. And if you have blocks, bring them up to the front of the mat. About shoulders distance apart here. And then come back to Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, vinyasa if you like, or downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale up, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, maybe the back foot comes in. And exhale, hinge forward, warrior three. Hands can stay at prayer, or maybe they come to the blocks. And then bring the left hand to the block, right hand to the hip. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Maybe the right arm comes up, maybe it stays on the hip. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to blocks, bend into the standing leg. Come back to crescent. Inhale here. Exhale, frame the foot. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale up, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, bring that back foot in if you like. And exhale, hinge forward, warrior three. Right hand to block, left hand to hip. Inhale, get long in the torso. Exhale, twist to the left. Maybe the left arm comes up. Bring the left hand back to the block, bend into the standing leg. Come back to crescent, nice and slow. Inhale here. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. And then drop the knees, sit the hips back, child's pose. Now walk the hands back to the knees, lift the chest, and grab one of your blocks. Take it on the lowest setting. It can be about the center of the mat. Actually, I'm going to take it so I'm sitting on it the long way. So sit on the block, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, twist to the right, bring the hands to prayer. So try not to round. I see this a lot. So sit up tall on the sit bones like someone's pulling the string from your chest to the ceiling. And if you find that it's too hard to do that, you can adjust your feet. You can take them closer to the front edge of your mat. So a couple breaths here. I remember I talked about how side crow, there's a twisting component to this pose. So this is a nice way to help get into it. So I like to do this little twist. Helps just to stretch things out before we move into it. And slowly come back to the center. Inhale, lift that right arm up. Exhale, twist to the left, hands to prayer. Sit up nice and tall. Remember how this feels as we move into the arm balance. And then slowly unwind. You can stay sitting on the block for just a moment as I break down this pose for you. I'll show it from the front and then I'll also show it from the side so you can see it both angles. But just like crow, your hands to me are really important. So remember in the crow video, we talked about fingers spread wide, being able to use the fingertips to help you to balance, hands, shoulders distance apart, and then those chaturanga arms. Chest pulls forward, look forward. All those components are exactly the same as crow. So just watch me here first. We'll start in the squat position. Take the knees over to the right. Now here, some people will teach that the thigh can be on both arms, but the true variation of the pose is that the upper or the middle left thigh goes to the upper right arm and then nothing's on the left arm. So I had a teacher say the left arm is like a kickstand, and for me something went off when she said that. So what I see a lot is this hand and arm gets lazy and that elbow splays out. Watch how my chest collapses. I lose all my stability there. So I think of pressing into that left hand, hugging the elbow in towards the other elbow. You get the stability in the chest that gives you a strong foundation. So middle of the thigh to upper right arm. Think chaturanga arms. Look forward. Pull the chest forward as you lean until the feet come up. I'll show that again from the side here. So again, like crow, I think of getting length to lift. So I think of pulling my chest forward and my hips back, these opposing forces to get long to lift. So big twist, middle of the thigh to the upper arm. That other hand is a nice kickstand. Lean forward, pull the chest forward as the feet lift. Yeah? So I'll give you a chance to practice that. Start in the squat. Take the knees to the left. Bring the middle of the right thigh to the upper left arm. And remember, press into that right hand. Fingers spread wide, hands, shoulders distance apart. Chaturanga arms. Look to the front of the mat. Lean forward and slowly, slowly lean until those feet come up. Maybe you got it, maybe you didn't. That's okay. Come back to the squat. Take a couple breaths here. I've found that in more challenging poses like arm balances and inversions, we all are so quick to want to get into the pose that we really become disconnected from our breath. So I want you to just take a couple moments here, find your breath again. Can actually help you in these poses. If you don't breathe, you become kind of rigid. If you think of a bridge has to have some give. That's what I think of in my body. My breath gives me sort of that fluidity that I need to balance. So come back to the squat. You should be here already. And then take the knees to the right. Outer left thigh on upper right arm. That left arm is like a kickstand. Look forward. Lean forward, pull the chest forward as the feet come up. And just take that at your own pace. If you want to continue playing, you could pause the video and take that time now. And then when you're ready, soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. This may be enough of a stretch for you. Or inhale, get tall. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips, long spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Take the legs out wide. Yours may be here. They may be wider than mine. Everybody's looks different. And then inhale, pull the chest up. Exhale, come forward any amount. The hands may be by the body. The forearms may be down. The forehead may be down. Everybody is different. Then gently walk the hands back, lift the chest, come up to the front of the mat, legs out straight. Bring the arms out in front of you. Take an inhale and exhale. Slowly come all the way down. Make sure you have a block handy. Gently hug the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. And then bring the legs to stillness in the center. Drop the feet down, ankles under knees. Grab that block. And on the inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips. Take that block underneath the sacrum. So if there's those two bony points kind of right at your low back, just below your low back. And you can take those two bony points to the block. And then arms by the sides. This is a supported bridge pose. You can close your eyes here if you're comfortable. Just take a couple breaths. Sometimes arm balances can take the breath away from us. So find this time to just relax a little bit. If you like, you could lift the feet. Make sure you feel really supported by the block first. So maybe you just come here, knees bent. Make sure you feel really good. And then extend the legs up. Some people don't like this, so if it doesn't feel good, just bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. You can stay right there. There are a lot of benefits to having the feet up like this, so if you're ever interested, you can just Google it and research it. There's a lot of information out there about it. I just think it feels good. You can also do this with the legs up the wall. You don't have a block. And then slowly bend the knees, bring the feet back down to the mat. And just pause here for a moment. And then press into the feet, lift the hips, take the block off to the side, lower the hips down. And just pause here. Feet are still hips distance apart. Notice how your back feels after being lifted up like that. And take the feet out as wide as the mat and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side a couple times here. Getting a little movement. And then hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, lift the forehead to the knees. Exhale, lower the head down. And extend the legs out straight for Shavasana. Just like we started. And let your breath become natural. Take a scan of your body, notice how it feels. In these final moments, just let yourself sink into your mat. And just be present in this moment. You're welcome to stay here as long as you want. Maybe pause the video. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Reach the arms up overhead, stretch from fingers to toes. And roll off to your right side. Pause here. And press into the left hand. Come up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.